Let's see what's in the case. We have a few accessories here. Some sort of a screen magnification system, some styluses, a few other accessories that go along with the Game Boy that I have set aside. One thing that's interesting here is an iPod. Not exactly sure why this is in here. Feels like kind of a lucky find. I'll have to test that out and see if it works later. All right, now we have the meat of the system. This is a red Game Boy Advance SP with, as you can see, a ridiculous amount of fingernail polish, what looks like some stickers that had been on here. Let's see if it works. Okay, we are loading up a game. It seems kind of dark. Let's unplug this and use that light button to find out if it's actually changing. Okay, it is somewhat, but not near as much light as you would expect out of one of these. Let's get it taken apart. Battery looks like it's in good condition. Now that the screws are gone, there's no other cables or anything holding the back on. There is a little spring wire mechanism in here that we'll try to show on one of these at least how it works. And that one just fell apart. Let's try to keep this one held together so we can have a little examination for putting it back together. There we go. Let's get this nut out of here. Come on. There it is. Okay, there is a ribbon cable. We need to slide these gates down carefully, and then we can pull that ribbon cable out. The inside of this doesn't look bad at all. The buttons aren't sticky. As you can see, there's not really any dust or dirt. This is going to be an outside case clean. I hate trying to remove these plugs. There's some sort of adhesive on the bottom of them, and these larger ones have kind of a sticker that doesn't ever seem to come up with me, so I'm gonna have to find something else if I ever want to put these back on to stick them back down with. Now we can get to the screen. Want to very carefully fish this ribbon cable through here. Don't want to tear it, don't want to pull on it. I'm just going to try to guide it through. Find the right angle here and we should be able to do this. Again, I don't want to pull on this. So I'm just going to very carefully guide it and then grab this part of the cable from the other side. There we go. These 4 clips need to be pushed in order for the hinge to come out. So I've got those 4 clips in off screen. There we go. Same thing on the other side, then we can just push it through. This little foam thing on here looks like it was glued on, not exactly straight. Another beautiful soap ring. I'm gonna let that stuff soak while we take a look at the rest of this. This motherboard, as you can see, perfectly clean. Not really gonna do anything to it. The screen is not only dirty, but it has some of that polish or something that's really stuck on there. So I'm gonna try to do my best to carefully go over with the Q-tip, a little bit of glass cleaner, and my microfiber cloth. I'm actually going to have to go over this a number of times. You can still see that residue on there. Here's what it looks like after going over it 4 or 5 times. That's as good as I'm going to be able to get it with a clean. I have no hope of getting this fingernail polish off of here just with soap and a toothbrush, but I am going to clean these pieces first before we work on that. Just at least start with clean stuff. Alright, so I have looked up and there are a few different things that we could use in order to try to accomplish this. I'm going to use IPA and the magic eraser. Now, before we get too excited about me using the magic eraser, I want to explain something. This is an extreme situation, and I know that I am going to risk removing some of the finish, if not all of the finish, on this Game Boy Advance SP. So here you go, just to be able to get the fingernail polish. We got some of that off, and it's starting to remove some of that, what looks like on the camera at least, that orangish color finish that goes over top of this hard plastic. So what we're going to have to do is just approach the entire thing that way. We're just going to remove that. You don't want to use fingernail polish or anything with acetone because that can actually eat away at the plastic. There are a few different things that we could use. Distilled white vinegar, the IPA like I am using, baking soda with water. I am opting for the IPA and the combination of the magic eraser. And this is what it's going to look like once I keep going for a long time. Now I have this piece done for you. I am quite disappointed in myself for being impatient around that D-pad and putting some scratches there by trying to get the color out of there. Too late now. Live and learn. Just wanted to show a little bit of this work. I'm actually doing quite a bit of this off camera. I'm keeping track of my hours. I'll let you know in the end what it all comes down to. You can see if I just go hard enough to just get the fingernail polish, it's still gonna look pretty gross. I have to go actually deep enough in order to be able to get that finish that's on this plastic with my magic eraser for this particular project. I'm not recommending the magic eraser for all cleaning purposes, and I do realize that it is abrasive and is going to harm the finish that's on this Game Boy, but at the state that it's in, this is the decision I am making. So we're just going to go ahead and get down to the actual plastic beneath this finish, and I think that will look better. Let me know what you think when we're all done. Or don't. Let's get it put back together. I'd like to have at least these two stoppers in here because they make a little pad for it to connect together, but you can see they don't have any stickiness anymore. So I'll have to find something eventually to put in there. For now, I'm just going to remove them and leave them out. A little bit tricky to hold this, not tear it, get it right in the right spot, and then we will lock it down. There we go. We just want to tuck this wire back behind the clip right down here. There we go. Got them both. I want to put this in this side first. Put this up to the same position as the other one. There we go. I want to give you a little side-by-side comparison. This is what I just did. Here is another one of these red Game Boy Advance SPs with the finish still on. It's a little bit shinier, a little bit of sparkle that you can almost see in there. Makes it look a little bit more orangish. It's different. Mine is definitely custom now. I would not recommend doing this to try to sell it. It is definitely modified. Maybe not in a good way. But compared to what I was working with the options that I had for trying to get that heavy fingernail polish off of there, I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. Okay, it works. I can notice a little bit of brightness difference if I play with that button, not too much. Not on topic with the clean here, but I note how difficult it is to play games when you're looking through a second screen while recording. This project took a lot of time. I have actual legitimate blisters on my fingers from the amount of scrubbing that I did. Spreading over a 3-day period, I put over 13 hours just into scrubbing on the plastic. I highly doubt I'm going to do something like this ever again. It turned out okay, I think. But I know the very fact that I changed the finish by using a magic eraser is going to make me lose some points. This was an experiment, maybe more than anything. I'm okay with how it turned out. What do you think? Would you try something like this? Would you be happy with it turning out like this if you did? Let me know in the comments.